right, so welcome everybody. This is day 2. I don't know how many are back from yesterday, but it's amazing to see all faces. Some are new, I can see that. So I'm so grateful that you've committed your time. It's in aid of International Coaching Week with a twist, obviously, because it's Soul Awakening Academy after all. We can't do things traditionally. So we want to add in a slightly intuitive, spiritual element. So I will pull tarot cards if I feel called to do so. We have some amazing intuitives on, spiritual coaches, quantum holographic echo healers. We have how many? 4 or 5 panel experts with us today. So in a moment, I will just open up the forum and don't be shy. Basically, we're here to deliver some coaching so you can experience it. If you have a challenge, if you have a burning question that you would love for our panel to help you with today, so you can get some breakthroughs or some insights and we can share our advice with you, then feel free just to shout out. Basically, it's kind of on a first come first served. If you want to raise your hand, I should be able to see it in the chat. So welcome everyone. I'll introduce our panel expert, and we have some ladies that are back from yesterday. So I'll start with the ones that are new today. So Buxo, introduce yourself, my love, and let everybody know what you do and why you're here.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. Well, you're the reason I'm here.
Yes.
Because you were the person that I went to back in 2017 to take the life coaching certification.
You make me feel old.
Bless you. Come on, you don't look a day over. So I continue to sort of get things from the academy as you release them. And I really like the way you showed up and how you show up in this industry, because I think it's really transparent, authentic, and from a place of truth, which is what I'm all about. I am an energy transformation coach and motivational speaker, healer, and I am here to help people to find their truth from lived experience. I'm not somebody that, unfortunately, not somebody that reads loads of books and gets information. I haven't got the patience. So I've gone the hard way. I chose the hard route in life. And for those of you that have gone through the hard stuff, and don't mind an F-bomb or two. Are we allowed to swear, Anne-Marie, today or not?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, oh yeah. So it's all about being authentic and true to yourself, and what you see is what you get. That's who I am.
Love that. Thank you for being here, Buxo. Joe, just introduce yourself and let everybody know what you do.
Hi, everybody. I'm also here because of Anne-Marie. And I've probably done, I would say I've probably done 70% of the courses in the Academy, Soul Awakening Academy.
Great.
And I'm an intuitive energy coach and healer. And I specialize particularly in ancestral trauma and womb healing. So, but I'm all about the energy. So I can see people's energy, feel people's energy, along with all their spirit guides as well.
Amazing. Thank you for being here, Joe. Amanda.
Hi, everyone. I'm also here, I guess, because of you, Anne-Marie, because I did your introduction to spiritual coaching, then the transformational coaching diploma. I don't know how long ago, a couple of years ago. Feels like a lifetime ago. And I loved it. It spoke the language, it met me where I was. And it showed me that I've been a coach my whole life. I just haven't called it coaching. And it helped me to make it kind of official, I guess. Also a quantum holographic healing therapy practitioner, which I did through Soul Awakening as well. And I am an empowerment coach. So I'm all about taking you from I can't to show me how I can. I work particularly with women and women who experience limiting self-belief and have a particular passion for women who have been in coercively controlling relationships, whether that's a romantic relationship, a parental relationship with the education system or a work system or anything like that. So would you like to be here? I loved yesterday. I'm for it today.
Just check your microphone. Are you wearing a microphone? It's a little bit.
No, I'm not.
Just have a little check of your settings for a sec. It's a tiny bit crackly. Just see if you can fix it. If not, don't worry. But thank you. No,
Okay.
you've done a number of courses. So you did the Transformational Life Coach too. So yeah.
That's right. And the quantum holographic and the chakra alchemy and the meditation.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you. And Paula.
Hi everyone, hi. I'm also here because I've trained with Anne-Marie and the Master Spiritual Life Coach, and I am a spiritual life coach and well-being, and I work with women who feel like they're burnt out, professional women, because that's what happened to me, burnt out with work and stress and feel as if they've lost themselves, and I help them to really connect with who they are on a deep level, find out what they want for their lives, and I help them to clear any blocks, limiting beliefs that may be holding them back. I'm also trained in quantum holographic echo healing, and I use other energy modalities to help women to rise up and be the women they really want to be.
Amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. So you've got a great expert-led panel today. So I'm going to open it up for all of you who've taken the time to join, because you're here for a reason. You've dedicated your time. So I would love for you just to speak out now, and this is your opportunity. We have about 45 minutes to answer questions. So the theme today is trusting your intuition and decision making in business, which can be really, really, really tricky. I know I still get in my own way, which is why I do turn to divination to find the answers. But let's just open it up. Feel free, just unmute yourself and let's see what first question comes forward.
Hi, Marie, it's Bernie.
Hello.
You all right? Hello,
Yeah.
everybody.
Hello.
I was just going to ask, I'm just about to launch my business and it's all a bit scary.
Mhm.
Sometimes I don't feel like I'm in touch with my intuition.
Mhm.
Sometimes my head rules my heart, so to speak. And I was just wondering if any of you or the panel could give any sort of like tips on how to tap into that more. I am getting better, but sometimes I feel sometimes when you're in the midst of life going on, you've got everything going on, your intuition sometimes goes out the window, and you can sometimes just be on, I need to do this because of the business, I need to do that, whereas really you should be looking internally. So is there any sort of tips that you can advise? And especially with my business, I've been wanting to start, but I haven't. Something's holding me back, and I'm just like, oh,
Okay.
my intuition is saying, and I'm picking cards and I'm saying, now is time to take action. But something's stopping me.
Okay, so let me just ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Is it trusting the intuition, or is it something else?
I'm not sure. I think I'm probably scared. Yeah, I'm scared. I've been out of a job for a year as well, and it's all about confidence, which I know you spoke about yesterday. So what do you mean? Is it something else?
Because it sounds like your intuition's telling you. It's giving you the signs, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm getting signs. Yeah.
So but you're making a choice not to act on it. So why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think I'm scared. I think I'm just scared of it. I 100% believe it's going to be success. I do believe that. And I strongly believe in everything that's brought me to this point. The universe has been putting it in place. But for some reason, I just can't go over the start line.
Why do you think that is?
Failure, probably. Fear of failure, maybe?
Fear of failure. Okay, so that's where the work needs to go. Because I do believe you trust your intuition, but I believe there's a reason. And for me, what it's kind of saying is, unless there's guarantees that this is going to work, you're not doing it, whether it's your intuition telling you or not.
Okay.
Does that seem true to you?
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
your intuition's telling you, okay, this is the right thing to do, maybe you're just not asking the right questions
Okay.
to your higher self, or however you however you pick up on, however you and whoever you ask the questions to. Do you feel that maybe you're asking the right questions to what you really need to know?
I think so. I do ask my guides and myself, you know, what I should do, how much I should charge, and you know, just that little bit of doubt comes in sometimes. I think I do ask the right questions, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so what is the doubt about? And are you asking the questions to alleviate that doubt? What certainty do you need to reduce the level of doubt to help you start the thing? Because I'm guessing that's the goal, isn't it? Starting the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how, if you turn down the dial on the doubt,
Yeah.
turn that dial down. I don't know what number it is now, but imagine a number. What number is the doubt?
Probably about 6.
Okay, so where can you turn it down to for you to feel more confident? Maybe you need to imagine a dial of certainty and turn that dial of certainty up to an 8 or a 6 or a 7, whatever number feels comfortable. Turn the opposite dial down.
Yeah.
And now ask the next question to your intuition that is going to help move the needle forward, move you forward.
Okay.
If you were to ask the next question, that would help you move forward with more certainty and confidence. What question would you ask? What answer do you need? What do you need to know?
I think what I need is a launch date when I'm going to launch, which I get a sense of it's going to be sort of like beginning of June, mid-June.
So, okay, so you're saying June. What does that card mean to you? Look at the picture.
No.
Flowers blooming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the months where so if we're looking for signs and guidance,
Yeah.
and you're saying June, and now there's a confirmation there.
Okay.
Spring, summer, when the flowers are in full bloom.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes, it does.
Right, now let's ask the panel, because I still feel this resistance. So let's invite the panel. Who would like to help Bernie with this one? Go for it, Buxo.
Okay, so I was just making a few notes as you were speaking there, Bernie. And as a spiritual practitioner, my thing is looking for the truth in what you're saying.
Okay.
And some of the things that I was writing down, and again, please tell me if I'm wrong, but they were just coming into my mind as you were speaking. I feel there's a disconnect for me from yourself. And I reckon that it's based on fear, because we either operate from fear or love. Okay. And so I want to ask you a couple of things. Where do you fear judgment? Where's that come from? Do you fear judgment? What is, you've already said that creating the fear is failure, the fear of failing. Where in your life is failing an option? Where is it being brought to your attention in your lifetime where failure is something to fear? And how safe do you feel where you are now? How nice is it? How comfy, cozy are you where you are now? Because then it goes on for me to ask you, what's the reason for you doing this? What's your why?
My why is, yeah.
What's the fuel in your jets?
My why is because I was a CEO of a job and I left it because I had burnout last year, and it took me sort of 7 months to find myself, to find
Right.
my inner person and my inner peace, and I've been working on that, and I've been on a spiritual awakening. So I found Anne-Marie's courses. I'm also a healer, psychic and a medium as well. I'm developing those skills, but I'm separating them from the business. So the reason is why, because I feel it's my life's purpose. I want to help other people. I want to empower other people who are in a position like me, who didn't know, who was in burnout, who was stressed, who was unwell, for them to find peace within themselves so they can actually become a better, well, not a better person, but become more content in themselves and lead a better life.
Okay. And would you say you are there now for yourself?
Possibly not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we have a misalignment to what it is that
Yeah.
our purpose feels to be, but actually we're not operating from that space in place just yet, it can create that fear within us that makes us feel a little uncertain about what it is that we say we're doing. So actually, you know, for me, coming from personal experience, there was a bit of imposter syndrome for me, because it was like, well, I've not actually arrived there yet. And it can play all sorts of games in your subconscious, but it always links back to something that may have connected to it at some frequency in your past. Does that make sense at all?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Thanks.
I just wanted to put, yeah.
Card that I pulled there is the Nine of Swords. So there's like still a level of anxiety that, you know, might be happening now or has happened, but there's some kind of like energy around, really. This is like kind of burning you a little bit. It's burning your head out a bit, you know, it can cause a bit of anxiety. How would it feel, Bernie, to set the goal of starting something in June that's related to moving the needle forward in your business? Would having a bit more certainty, a bit more of a marker in the sand, give you a little bit more of a booster?
I think it would. I think the problem that I've had is, I know it's been coming, but I think I would work much better. I've always worked much better to deadlines. So if I know that I've got this date, you know, let's say the second week in June, that's when I'm going to launch. That's when I'm going to launch, and I'll do everything in my power
Okay.
to do that.
All right, so grab your diary.
Okay, here we
So,
go.
see what date feels right when you look at the second week of June.
I'm going to start on the 10th because that second week's my daughter's 18th. So I'm going to start on the 10th.
Okay.
June.
Yeah, amazing. And card I pulled for you there is Transformation. Amazing. Okay, so right, so if you need any help or anything off this call, just reach out and let me know. But make sure you really focus on that, okay?
Yeah, I will. I
Real
will.
emotion. Amazing.
Thank you both so much. Thank you, Brooke. So that was really, really helpful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Kirsty has raised a hand. Kirsty, would you like to ask a question?
Yeah, hiya.
Yeah, go for
everyone.
it. Hiya.
I've done my spiritual life coach diploma,
Yeah.
and along a lot of other different ones, and I found myself doing it, but not for an income or a job.
Yeah.
And I mean, a year I've been 2 clients, but what I found is I'm at the end of the phone 24/7, and it can be 40 to 50 times a day. And I'm just struggling in getting that boundaries up because I've done it for so long for them. That how do I flip it? I know what I need to do, but it's the feeling that I get if I do. I can't seem to get rid of this feeling.
Okay, so what is the question?
Well, how do you make it where it's for a living?
Yeah.
The feeling, it's this feeling I get. I feel, to be honest, I feel like if I charge, I feel it's wrong and I can't move away from this feeling.
Okay, I mean, look, you know, you don't have to charge. The question is, do you want to charge?
I would like a business from it, because obviously you invest so much, don't you, yourself? It's just, I don't know why I've got this feeling. I don't know why I feel guilty of charging. I don't.
And would it be fair to say this would be the first kind of business, self-employed avenue you've
No.
had? It's not. Okay, so you have charged before for you services, what you do.
Not in mediumship
Not in medium.
or life
Yeah.
coaching. It were in
But in
my other job.
another area. Okay, fine. And how did that feel for you?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah. And what were you selling?
I were a nursing assistant in their own homes, so it
Okay.
was.
Were you like freelancing or
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what is different about this to that?
I don't know. I keep analysing myself and asking, what is it? And I think because I've done it for so long for free, I feel like I can't say to them now I'm going to start charging. I don't know where that comes from.
Yeah, I get it. So these people that you're referring to, are they family? Are they friends? Like, how have they found you, and how are they even taking up so much of your time?
I run a circle, and then I have an online on Facebook group that I run, and it's just through going to circle that I was giving someone some advice if they wanted it. They asked me, so I just, yeah. And this lady overheard, and then I was giving her the advice, and then I was running with it. It's a year later, and she's doing fantastic, which is great. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it. Get loads of enjoyment out of that. But I'm finding that I'm feeling that I'm sort of getting stuck in this one area that I don't want to be in as stuck in. I want to be multiple.
Yes, I hear you. I do. So let me just get this straight in my head. So this group and this circle that you run, it's already like a business, isn't it? Because you're giving your time, you're just not getting the money. You've just not monetized it. But am I right in thinking you're credible in that group and people look up to you there?
Yeah,
Yeah, people.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, so what are you getting from that? Because that is bloody brilliant. So well done you for achieving that.
I love doing it. I absolutely love doing it, but it's overcome my life.
It's overtaken your life.
Yeah.
I get that. So what I'm trying to say is, like, what you've created there is gold, right? You have shown and proven to yourself how good you are. Do you agree with that?
I don't. I have a very hard time. If someone said, "Oh, no, Kirsty's really good," I have a hard time accepting. I sort of, if they leave feedback, at first I used to delete it. I did, yeah. On the page, there's two other admins, and if I got to it, I would delete it. And one of the admins says, "Why do you delete it?" I says, "Because I don't like it." Because I think it's because as well I went through a time where very early on in my mediumship where I were at a circle and there was a lot of it wasn't nice, so I moved away from it.
Competition, like cutting you a bit of
Yeah.
yeah.
But I never joined in because I'm very much, and I've always been, it says more about them than it does anybody else.
Okay, yeah, I'm hearing you, right? I'm hearing you. But if I came to you, right, and you gave me a really good service and I went, oh my God, that was amazing. Kirsty, here's 50 quid. That's what I mean. So the only reason that they're not paying you is because you haven't asked for it.
Yeah, I do see that. I totally understand that. And I think it's something in me I've got to deal with. It's coming from deep down, because I just think give. And I think it's because I've always been a nursing assistant. I've always just give. And I find it very hard to receive. I think that's, yeah.
Well, I think, okay, yeah, find it very hard to receive. That's so there's work to do in that area. But if you can just really get your head around a very simple equation, and that is black and white, the only reason you're not getting paid is because you have not asked to be paid.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it goes where this group is concerned. That is fact, right?
Yeah.
Is it fact? Have you asked them to pay you and they've said no?
No, never asked.
So that is the only truth about this situation. No matter what you believe about yourself and the beliefs that you've got, they don't know that. The only truth in this situation is the only reason no one's paying you is because you haven't asked for it, right?
Yeah. And I think I've just rolled with it and let it go and go. That I've just
in your head with all your beliefs, they have no idea how you feel and the experiences that you've had and the beliefs that you have around yourself, money, self, they have no clue about what goes on for you. So the only truth in this matter is you're not getting paid simply because you haven't asked for it. Therefore, if you did ask for it, you would get paid and it would be a business.
Yeah.
These are the cards that I pulled for you. So this is about you now becoming that. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the healer energy, the faith. This is like the really tapping into cosmic faith. It's a renewal of faith. It's a healing card. So this is you bringing healing into your power. I bet you any money if you put in that group, guys, I've had to take the decision. I've had to. I am taking the decision moving forward. You know, this is going to be my business, my baby or whatever. And now I'm creating this as a service. And if you want me, here's the PayPal link or whatever. I'm going to keep it cheap because I love you all. Not cheap, that's the wrong word. I'm going to keep the the prices at a discounted rate because you've been here for so long. Love you, blah, 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 blah. This is what it would be if for the new people coming in. And I bet you any money, 80% of them have not got a problem with it whatsoever.
Yeah. I know I've made my page up and I've got my insurance out for mediumship. So I've got it there. I'm just not making use of it. So I need to, again, like the previous lady, I need to make that date.
Right, make the date.
Yeah.
What's the date going to be? What's coming to you? A good date to do it. It's the 14th of May now.
1st of June.
1st of June.
I think fresh, new month, new beginning.
Can you put that in your phone now as a notification? And I'm just going to open it to the panel as well.
Yeah, done.
Well done. Any of our amazing ladies in the panel like to help go for it, Paula?
I would, yeah, like IST. It sounds like you were doing an absolutely fantastic service. I just think, you know, what Anne-Marie said's been brilliant, but just to do the inner work on yourself as well and look at the things that are holding you back from charging, you know, and really think about what you want for your business. Where do you want to be in 6 months, in a year? Maybe even do a vision board and start to feel into that energy. You know, you're obviously very capable and very talented and a very giving person, but it's always an exchange. You know, you're giving your energy, and the energy that comes back's money. Money's just energy, like any other source of energy, and you deserve to be paid for it because you're giving a service to somebody. But maybe do the inner work as well, the guilt. And I do sense maybe there's some fear there about charging, of how people will react. I don't know whether you agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
just look at that as well. You know, what are those fears? Where are they coming from? And do your own healing, because you said you are a healer.
Yeah.
You can do
With
it.
that word fear as well, just so you like rationalize it, fear, they say, is false evidence appearing real. And
Yeah,
as we've just dissected, like what you believe about this group, it can be changed in a flash, because what you believe about it isn't actually true. You would be getting paid if you asked to be paid. And because you've been a nursing assistant, you were still getting paid. I know it was a caring role, but you were still getting paid. So that gives you motivation, it gives you energy, it gives you a reason to go and do that job. So
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
think about
1st
the
of June.
false, yeah, think about the false evidence appearing real and question it. That was another card I pulled for you, by the way, which is delight. I feel like in this group, instead of you going in with this kind of, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to charge you all now. I feel so bad about it. I feel like you need to go in with the energy that you have, which is sparkly, which is kind and compassionate and high energy and fun and delight, and come in with that. Like people are following you for a reason. Therefore, they will follow your energy and tonality. So how you go into this group and tell them now you're offering paid services, and those services could look slightly different to what you're offering now. They could be longer, they could be whatever. But you need to go in with that energy of delight, not of
Yeah,
guilt and shame.
I know. I
Can I
think,
just add to that, Anne-Marie?
Yeah.
Because just as you said, before you wrote that, before you said that, I'd written down, this is just a mindset thing for you, Kirsty, nothing else really, you know, because what's going on is you have to come off the track you've been on so far. You got to come off the track, set the settings to another direction, get yourself into another direction, another focus. And like I'd written here in a sentence, I'm excited to be offering. This is what you come in with to your new group. Say, guys, I'm really excited to be
Yes.
offering this brand new service. I've been thinking for a long time, and you guys have been here for a long time as well. I really want to make sure it's something special. Get excited about what you do, because if you don't get excited about it, other people won't feel it either. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So what you think about your business, other people will feel about it. You set the tone, you set the pace and direction. So for you, it's all about feeling excited about what you're doing, and start to decide, make a decision and declaration in your mind. I'm really excited about what I'm about to do. I'm about to level up, about to level the fuck up. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Take it, take
Yeah,
it and run with it, because you've got it. You've obviously got the people there that come to you. And testimonials, even if you start off with some testimonials, say, guys, I'm really excited starting this new path. I'd love some testimonials from you. Do you know what I mean? And see who shows up. And then you'll
yeah,
realize, God, only 3 people. Wow. And then you'll start to understand and get some balance and create some value around what it is that you've been doing and what you've been getting back, but recognizing where your worth is and all of that. You know?
yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So I think I know you can see a few people have raised their hands. So CJ, I think I saw you first. Sorry if it's not quite correct.
No, that's right. Thanks.
Okay.
Hi everyone. Yeah, my question is around. I understand that sometimes when we're trying to kind of up level, that we have to kind of step out of our comfort zones and we have to kind of push through things in order to kind of get to that next level. But how do you know, from an intuitive perspective, I guess, how do you know when the resistance you're feeling is something you do need to power on and push through, or when that resistance is about trying to redirect you in a different direction?
That's such a good question. I love that. Do you know the difference? Have you experienced the difference?
I don't, yeah, I guess I probably have, but
I can only think of that reflectively, you know, more kind of when I was in the moment. I didn't necessarily, it was only when, with hindsight, I look back and went, actually, that's why that happened. But I don't know that I know the difference when I'm actually living it, if that makes sense.
There is a saying, isn't there? Pick your fights. Yeah. So when you think about picking your fights, is this a thing that you're going through now?
Yeah, it's around business. So I've had my own business since 2019, and it's been going really well, and I had ongoing clients and things have you know, developed sort of almost better than I expected, if you like. And I had a lot of kind of longer term contracts and things that were sort of working out well for me. And then in 2022, I had a cancer diagnosis, and that resulted in me needing surgery and then ongoing treatment. And so I had to sort of step back a bit from the business, obviously, you know, to prioritise sort of health. I did keep working. I worked around my treatment, so I honoured all of the commitments that I had that I'd already agreed to. But what I didn't do was bang the drum for new business because I just couldn't take on anymore. So now, thankfully, my treatment is finished. My scans are you know, the last 2 scans have been clear. Everything health-wise is going in the right direction, which is brilliant. But I feel like I'm kind of paying the price now for the legwork I haven't done, you know, over the last kind of 18 months. Because a lot of business stuff, you know, I'm sure as everyone knows, it doesn't come to fruition overnight. Often it's a lot of legwork, and then 6 months later it comes. Also, you know, it's kind of, so I've been trying to sort of pick things up again, sort of the last couple of months, and kind of ramp up again. And I'm just finding a lot of things that have seemed like they were nearly there, and then I've got a no at the last minute. There was sorry, I should say that the business I have is I deliver mental health awareness training to workplaces. So I absolutely love delivering the actual training. I'm not so keen on the selling yourself part of the business and being like, oh, aren't I brilliant? Come and trade with me. But it's, you know, whatever I've done has worked well so far. But there's been just a few things recently where I've thought that something was going to come to fruition after, you know, quite a lot of work, and then it's, for some reason, whether it's not happened at the end or it's been a no. I've also had where I've I applied to deliver under a sort of bigger training umbrella to a particular sector, and you had to do a whole load of things for this application process, all of which I did in like February. And then my name wasn't appearing on the register as it should have been. And then when I went back to them and said, you know, what's happening? I've done everything you asked me to do. I had a message, you know, mid-March, so I was approved. Why is my name still not on that list? And they realised they'd taken me through the wrong approvals process, and I had to go back through the approval process, produce all kinds of the document. So it's just felt like, you know, I had things like, and I'm just not sure if that's resistance saying, no, maybe this isn't trying to steer me in another way, or whether that's saying, come on, you've got to keep pushing through for what you know,
I
what you want to achieve.
totally hear where you're coming from. And yeah, I would be asking myself the same thing.
Mhm.
I feel like maybe something with what you do and how you do it has changed for you and isn't fully in alignment to you now. It might have been then, but maybe not so much now. Would you agree with that or not?
Yeah, I think there's maybe an element of that. I'm not quite sure I can pin down what, but yes, I think you're right. Maybe there is. Yeah, I think obviously being ill, it makes you question everything and reprioritize, and that's why I left my, you know, I worked in the NHS for 15 years prior to setting up my own business, in order to not, because I was completely burnt out. I had no time, and I've got 2 young children that I want to, you know, be around for. So I think it's obviously, you know, maybe question a lot of things, but the business has always been flexible around, and that's why it's worked. Is that, you know, I work less in the summer holidays, for instance. I do, you know, it's allowed me to juggle, you know, my role as mum first and foremost with, you know, earning an income. But yeah, and I think you're right, Anne-Marie. I think there is something. I just can't pinpoint what it is.
Yeah, I get that, and I think you're thinking, you're trying to think it when actually you need to feel it.
Mm.
So the cards that have come through are truth.
Okay.
This is somebody looking in the mirror and really asking, what is true for me now? So I think that is what potentially is needed in this situation. There's also a card here. Now, this can mean different things. It's what it means to you more than what it means to but it's somebody who is taking a break, but is actually like a pig in mud, happy, content. You know, life is easy, life is a breeze. I'm just gonna rest here, and I'm gonna dream of my favorite things.
Mhm.
Because you know what you said about, I just don't know what it is. This is the overthinking part, being trapped but not trapped. You think you're trapped, but you're not. But there's too much mental activity going on.
Mm.
It needs to be that looking in the mirror technique and go, and actually, you know, maybe asking the question, the universe, you know, saying, you know, something like, the universe, I trust that the universe works for me and not against me. So what is going on here? What truth do I need to see? What is true for me now to go forward? And it could just be the smallest of adjustments in the business. Because let's face it, if you do Trojan through and you get those contracts and you're back in the same position as you were a couple of years ago, but actually some part of you's changed and wants to be different, wants to whatever, I don't know. But that is, you know, that is where you're thinking, is this the fight is this the battle that I want to pick?
Mhm.
So does that make sense and help in some way?
Yeah, definitely. No, it does. And I think I was laughing at the man with the fish in the, yeah, to kick back and just enjoy the, yeah, I mean, and I think there has been an element of me that has enjoyed having a bit of a slower pace. Obviously, once the treatment and the constant hospital appointments and that kind of thing has calmed down sort of towards the end of last year. But then I think I've stopped enjoying it because rather than being able to embrace it, I'm thinking, oh, but I haven't got an income coming out. I need to get, you know, income coming in. I need to start generating things. I know things don't happen overnight, so I need to put that legwork in. So I feel like I'm not enjoying the extra time I've got now, but I'm also not moving forward. So I'm kind of just yeah. I think the overthinking is huge. I'm not sleeping well because I'm doing that rumination, and yeah.
The overthinking and the not and the look, the honesty, right? What do I what's true for me now? Because it could be a simple shift in how you deliver. You could run online courses, you know, you don't, maybe it's the same thing is not in, is it right for you to move forward? You know, sometimes moving forward looks different. You got to think, what didn't work for you, what, you know, what wouldn't work for you now that was happening. If you step straight back into your old role, what would not fit for you? So it's just figuring out things like that.
Okay,
But
brilliant.
I'm going to
Thank you.
open it to the panel as well. So Joe, if you're there, maybe let's hear from Joe.
Hi, CJ. Yeah, what I was actually getting was when I was actually feeding in to your energy was actually feeling it around your sacral energy. And actually, if you just sort of take a deep breath into that area of your body and what is it actually trying to tell you? So if you take a deep breath in and out. What is it actually telling you?
I don't know. I still don't. This is what I've been struggling with for weeks. Is something's out of kilter, but I can't pinpoint it.
So for me, when I tap into your energy, what it feels like is, even though you love the work that you do, it's actually not fulfilling you the same as before your illness.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and so this new way of working for you and everything may be still in the same area, but it actually feels like it needs to be a hybrid of what you want to do, what you love doing. So by tapping into that sacral energy, you can actually feel, what is it that still lights me up about what I previously did? And where does that feel, what would that feel like in a new way for me, you know, to go forward with my business?
I'd love to be able to do the courses, but do them for free. That's what ultimately I'd love to be able to do. I'd love to be able to be in a position to offer the training to charities, to, you know, to other third sector, and not charge for it is ultimately what I would love to be in a position to do. But obviously that's well, obviously, but currently that's not a viable option.
Yeah, yeah. But if you feel that maybe, did you work in the charity sector before, or
I worked
was
in
it?
NHS for, yeah, that was my,
Yeah,
my background.
yeah. So maybe it's about exploring new audiences for your work that maybe is less, you know, when you're less tendering for contracts sort of work, but more actually feeling in and offering your advice. I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, obviously for free, but actually maybe your audience has changed with how you feel about the work you're doing.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have you been thinking about studying at all, or learning new skills yourself?
Yes, yeah, that is something I've been looking at. And again, it's that I'm in a kind of hiatus of not doing anything because I feel like I should be hustling for business all the time. But maybe that's something I need to revisit, is maybe I need to look at the studying as an option.
It could be that, and it's also maybe learning how different avenues as well. It could mean anything, you know. It's basically a young person studying, you know, so whatever that means, whether it's you thinking about taking new training or exploring new ways of how you can pivot this business.
Actually, you just meant when you said that about young people, I've actually applied for, because I was just thinking, what can I do while you know the training side of things is quieter, and I've actually applied to a local university as casual kind of bank staff to say, can I help with, you know, obviously admin, but I said specifically student wellbeing, or you know, anything along that kind of lines, because I felt like that would sit really nicely with still doing the training, but then potentially working at the university, you know, in that kind of role.
Yeah. So do the practices, or that some way tapping into those cards that were given, and the advice shared, and just let us know how things transpired for you.
Thank you, brilliant. Thank you very much, ladies.
Oh, pleasure.
Can I quickly add something, Anne-Marie? Do you mind? I've just got
Yeah.
something that I'd like to say to CJ has come through really strongly for me. Now my microphone's decided that it's going to sort itself out and I can walk away. Hi, CJ. What I was feeling when you were speaking was, I was wondering if your experiences of your journey through your cancer experience give you something really specific and a really defined niche, so you could work with. I wonder if there's a possibility of you working with people who have experienced cancer themselves, or are supporting someone who have experienced cancer or had a diagnosis in terms of their mental health, because then you would be doing it from the inside, and people who are struggling want to talk to someone who actually understands, who actually gets it, and you get it, and you know what that experience is like. And I just wonder if the tweak in terms of what you're doing is a difference between someone before they had the diagnosis and someone who's lived through that diagnosis and come through the other side. As maybe you could write some training for, or maybe you could deliver training specifically to people, families who are affected, or people who are going through that diagnosis themselves.
Brilliant. Yeah, that's really helpful. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take a couple more, and I'm sorry, like, oh, somebody. Hi, Anna.
We've also got
Hello.
a couple of questions in the message box.
I was going
well.
to say that Michelle was first with her question.
Okay, yeah. Michelle, thank you, Anna. That's kind of.
So Michelle's asked, I feel like I'm working and living with two careers. I work in the textile industry and I also work as a somatic trauma practitioner and Reiki healer. I don't know when to let go of the textile part-time job and go full-time into my holistic work. I was looking for some wisdom from the cards or the panel, please.
Okay,
so she's basically looking to know when to let go of the textile and go full-time into holistic.
Okay, I'm gonna send this to the panel, and I'll just tune into it a little bit.
Sorry, Maria, are you asking the panel to speak up
Yeah,
now?
yeah,
right.
sorry.
Sorry, no, it's okay. I was just thinking, Michelle, if you're off your speaker, are you on you're off your speaker on your speaker, are you?
Yeah. Hi everyone. Yeah, I've just
Hi.
popped off speaker, but I don't know why my video is not working today.
okay.
Sorry. Thank you for having me here. Yeah, I'm just feeling a little bit in between, too much so that yeah, just needing some answers, please.
What's
don't
your
want to be the
role
only
in
one
the
that goes either.
textile industry?
I'm a knitwear designer by trade.
Are you quite high up, like the other? Are you quite high up in that company? You might not be director, but are you considered?
Yeah, yeah, it's a personal thing. It's like I set it up with my best friend in lockdown.
Yes, this is a personal thing, and I just can't see you leaving it, if I'm
Okay.
honest, because there's
Yeah.
emotional attachment there. It feels like
Yeah.
home to me.
Okay, that's lovely.
Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, it was born out of love and frustration for like the fast fashion world. We've done kind of the opposite, and it's all made here in the UK, and it's beautiful, and
Yeah.
I love what we're doing, but it does not make money. So I'm just like, oh, how long do we keep going? When do we let it go?
Right, okay. So I feel like this business, this textile thing, it is it's a bit of a baby for you, and I can't see you really letting that go. I weirdly see you combining the two. How you do that, I don't know. Where you work, is it is the brickwork where you work?
No,
Inside the building, there's no like brickwork,
no,
like open brick.
no. I mostly work from home. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You mostly work from home, fine. Because I can see visually, I see like an open brick building, like a red brick with windows. That could just be my interpretation of the feeling, but there's like a homely, warm feeling. It's somewhere you want to go to, basically.
Hmm.
Does that make sense about the way that you actually feel?
Yeah, it does in my body. That completely resonates. I can feel
Yeah,
it all over my system. Yeah.
yeah, because when I see that visual, the feeling I get is I would want to be there. And that's why I feel like I can't see you leaving that really, but I can see you doing both. So, I mean, without delving in, but like, is there no way do you not want to turn this business, textile business around so it does make money? I don't know if there's opportunities for that.
Yeah, no, I would love it too. I guess I've trained in this like in more of a somatic field just in the last 12 months, and I thought both were possible, but I actually feel like I need to be giving my headspace more to clients and really just choosing, is it one or is it the other,
Yeah.
and not having one foot in and one foot out.
What is it you actually do
I work one-to-one
in the
as
textile business?
okay, yeah, so design, yarn source it. It's a small knitwear business, so yeah, it's the creative side of the company.
Exactly. This is not a separate entity. This is your skills here that you've got with this design business are totally going to cross over. You just haven't thought about it yet. You just haven't thought it yet.
Hmm.
It's
Amazing.
so,
I can't see how. I'll have to work with that. But
yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Let me open it up to the panel.
Thank you so much.
I just wanted to ask why you feel you have to choose between the two. Why would you?
Maybe it's guilt where I'm naturally leaning into the somatic helper side of me, whereas my friend's saying are we still doing this? So it's hard because I've set up a business with a friend, but he's also not got much time. So
And I think it comes back to that hard conversation of taking responsibility, radical responsibility, and recognizing that, guys, it's saying it to each other, we haven't got the fuel for this anymore at the way we used to. And so we can't keep expecting the return that we used to have, maybe. So we need to reassess, and everything morphs and changes, right? It evolves. That's the whole point. You evolve as human beings. We do. And when we try to put our square selves, because invariably we change shape, don't we, along the way, and we try and put our square selves back into the round hole, it causes friction and misalignment. So the misalignment that's going on for you in life right now is starting to really shout louder. And it's probably only going to get louder until you address the things that we have to do, is that pull the plaster off and make that choice and have that hard conversation. Communication is key here to alleviate that feeling of guilt, I feel.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm carrying a lot. Just guilt for not having the drive that I did have because my heart's gone elsewhere now.
Just be kinder to yourself, start that process, honoring yourself for changing. You're now finding yourself in a space and place in life where the true you wants to reveal itself, and the suppression can create the resistance to wanting to move forward, because the resistance that we're showing in that coming up creates resistance everywhere for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't get to pick and choose where resistance shows. If we're showing resistance for ourselves, it shows up everywhere else.
Yeah, that makes a
Honor
lot
you.
of sense.
Honor
Thank you.
you. No problem.
The
Yeah,
skills
thank you
that
both.
the skills that you have are where this textile business is concerned. It is what exactly? Is it making things? Is it?
So I work closely with a factory to make small runs of our product. Yeah, but it's British farmed, British made. So it is a labor of love after being like working in fast fashion for a long time and seeing how unloved that product is.
Do you have like hands-on skills? Are you creative in that way?
Yeah, I lost them for a while with like depression, but it's coming back.
So what do you love to create? What's your thing that gets your juices flowing? Potentially the reason why you set up the textile business in the first place. What was your passion behind it?
Uh, yeah. I think it is the fact that you can do anything with a ball of yarn. Like you can just like freestyle and it's
Makes sense. And
yeah.
just go with me. How somatic is that?
It feels like a different person. It feels like old me.
Exactly. So this is not two separate versions of you. You just haven't figured out the way to
Yeah.
combine the two. Because I honestly, there's no separating your creative abilities to just become this somatic practitioner.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I need to really sit with this and see how that looks. Yeah.
Your home is creativity.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So don't try and divide yourself into two, because you'll never feel like you're in alignment. Your alignment is the creativity. It's the textiles. That's your home. It's your happy place.
Yeah.
And you can help so many people with this creative skill. So think about what it does to you and how you can help people with that.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Do we have anyone else? I think you're on mute, book, so maybe.
Yeah, we have Anna next, and then we've got one more question in the box from Cam. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. A loads of answers have already come through that panel and through talking, and that's what I love group coaching, because there is always those bits and pieces we can take for ourselves. I'm a holistic life coach, card reader, and energy healer. 2 days ago, I registered my business, so I'm an owner of Solitude right now. However, there is something within me, and the resistance came here very strong, which is holding me back. So my question is how to get out of my own way. And I'm really interested in intuitive messages which could come. I overcame fear. There was a bit of element of judgment before, but I worked through that. I started my YouTube channel where I go live. So it's not about fear, but there is something which I feel like I'm holding so tightly to comfort, to just this safe place I am where nobody sees me. And I have a lot of drive, but at the same time, I am a master of procrastination. So how to get out of my own way?
Yeah, I love that question. I think it resonates with so many people. The fact that you registered your business 2 days ago is really interesting. So I don't fully know what's going on astrologically right now. I'd have to look. But
Actually, I'm sorry for interrupting.
yeah,
The date was made by my astrologer who suggested that date, that it's a brilliant date to start the business. Obviously, it's a Taurus season. There is a Uranus kind of good, has a good position right now being in Taurus as well. So there is a lot of good things going on, astrology speaking.
yeah. So maybe your astrologer could assess your chart and the business chart and do a composite chart. So it's who you are together, and get your astrologer to do a synastry chart, which is like in a relationship with your business and you, and just to see if there are anything that you can go, okay, that's why I'm feeling this way. Because your business, I think, is an entity. It takes on a life of its own. We give it a birth when we register it, or we take our first payment, or we speak out. Any significant date that marks the birth of our business is its blueprint astrologically. So I would go and have a little look at that. That's what's coming through to me. And you might find actually that you're not in your own way at all. And the reason I say that is because if you started a YouTube channel, then I don't see somebody who's in their own way.
Well, the channel was somebody who just literally grabbed me by the hand and pulled me on that magical carpet saying, we're doing this. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it myself. I would probably be considering that for another 2 years. But because that opportunity came to me, I jumped on it.
I love that, because astrologically, yeah, you're right. Uranus is really strong. I think it's with Jupiter. Yeah, it is. And Uranus is technology. So I would just think about that. And, you might find that you are being pushed in that direction of technology, being on the YouTube channel, etc. That could be really strong in your business chart. Depends in what area of the astrological wheel it is. But go and dissect that a little bit more with your astrologer friend.
Thank you.
I'm going to open it up because it's such a good question.
Thank you.
So panel, over to you.
I can't really add to that because it's astrology based more from that. That's not in my arena at all.
No, but based on
But I don't do anything with astrology in terms of the business. I'm a card reader and I'm a life coach, holistic life coach. So I have nothing to do with astrology. It's just another passion which I.
Okay, so and you want to know how you get out of your own way?
Yes.
Well, you sounded there like you were dragged into the YouTube thing, so you're energetically you weren't ready for that, were you?
It was more of a fear of showing myself, being in front of the camera, talking to you, but that's done. I don't have that anymore. Before, when the camera was on, like on the Zoom call, even in a safe space, when I was going to speak, it was like, that's it. But now it's different. I feel comfortable. I love it. I have to say, I love it.
Where is the resistance then? What are you saying you're feeling resistance for?
taking action towards the business. I have so many ideas, so many visions, so many things come to me, and I don't find myself doing them. It's just, I don't know, I feel like a little girl who needs to grow up very quickly, but is resisting that.
Oh,
And like, you got to pick the card that says action. Is that action?
yeah, look at that card. It's a little girl, you know, shooting an arrow. And for me, that's like take aligned action. You know, it's to really think about what is the next arrow I can shoot towards my destiny, if you like, towards my North Star. Yes, we have so many ideas, don't I know it? But and sometimes, you know, it is about focus. It is about, you know, does painting that wall today really get me to where I want to be, which could be starting my YouTube channel, getting the first 100 followers. You know, think about and write it down, like, what am I aiming for? What is the purpose of this? What is my aim? Ultimately, where am I heading? Where do I want to go? Write that down. And then that's where you need to focus your thought and your action.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah, it is that one thing, isn't it? Taking that one thing, because I'm the same. When I have 10 things that I need to do, I'm like, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, I'll do it later, because I'm looking at 10 things. I've just got to look at the one thing. What can I do now easily? What, just that one thing. It's the overwhelm that comes from having so many things that we think we have to do in one go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then you've got the one last question there from
Cam, is it?
Cam. Cam, do you want to ask the question, my love? You've wrote it in the message, but I'm sure you can ask yourself.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. At the moment, I'm studying the Master Spiritual Awakening with Anna Marie, and I'm doing hypnosis and a load of things, Reiki, counselling, and I'm doing the NLP master course as well. And I'd love to do Reiki on people, except I don't like to be touched, and I don't like to touch. The simple reason, I pick up on their energy. I see things happening that aren't even happening in their life at the moment, or things that are happening in their life. The connection is just really heavy, really deep. And I know it's a gift, but I don't like touching people. And I don't like people touching me either, because that's almost like I need to protect myself. And through Reiki, I have been shown how to protect myself. And I'm a spiritual person anyway, and I know I'm protected, but I'd like to offer that healing, but I don't like to be touched. And I just thought I'd put it out there and see what people's thoughts are, if anyone's ever felt the same way and how they've overcome it or anything.
Yeah, that's, you know, a good question.
Joe's smiling.
Yeah, so I'm going to open this up to the panel, because I know some of the panel will do Reiki.
So hi, Cam. Yeah, so protection is everything in the energy game. And you don't actually have to physically touch people to offer healing to them either. You don't even have to have them physically in a treatment room with you. You can actually do it online, remotely, or distantly. But protection is everything, so that and making sure that you disconnect from any of your sessions with your clients, so that you're not then wandering around with all of their energy as well.
Yeah.
So it is really what I would call spiritual hygiene, that you need to practice well. I'm very empathic. I can actually feel everybody's energy on here today. So I'm having a hot flush. But it is that spiritual hygiene that you need to practice and make sure you're grounded and everything. And then that shouldn't stop you actually working with people, whether it's Reiki or any form of energy healing, really.
Okay.
Do you, I mean, you obviously you were taught all your energy, your protection and your grounding and
well, with the Reiki, I've done level 1, and I'm doing a lot of self Reiki on myself and volunteers, and I'll be doing Reiki level 2 the end of July. And I know I've got something, because when people have had problems in their life, I've kind of like sent energy their way.
Yeah.
Things like they can't conceive.
Yeah.
And when I've put my mind to it and my energy to, when I've given my energy,
Yeah.
I've then found out within a couple of months they're expected to have a baby. So
Yeah.
this is like, it's really, it's quite magical, and I know I need to use it, but I need, number one is protecting myself.
Yeah. And just bear in mind as well, when you're doing energy work, you're channeling that energy. You're not using your energy. You're channeling
Right.
that in through the universe and actually channeling that into your clients, towards your clients. So you're not using your energy. That's the key thing. And then you won't feel your energy depleted. But if you are oversensitive as well, then make sure you allow yourself time in between clients. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do no more than probably 3 clients a day if I was doing energy work, because you just literally, it would just be too depleting to process all that energy for the client as well. As well as just giving healing. So it's having those boundaries, really. Do you know what I mean? If you're actually channeling the energy, you're not using your energy, and making sure you're protected and also your client's protected, and then disconnecting after each session as well. So it is that spiritual hygiene practice, you know, making sure not just you as a person, your room that you're working in as well is all cleansed. I mean, I have clients that come to me and I've actually got filters on the doors, so that they get if you like, a little shower before they actually enter into the treatment room, because obviously these people are coming to you with stuff that needs to be healed. So you know they're coming in laden. So the more that you can actually reduce some of that before you actually engage with your client, and then it will be less depleting for you.
Thank you, Jo. What kind of filter do you have when they walk in?
I just put a nice silver sparkly filter on there, asking it to cleanse the client as they come through the door. I actually, the truth be known, I do it so when my husband comes in as well, because I don't want his work baggage.
Yeah. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any final question?
Probably me. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
I just feel lost. Like I have 2 kids, one 3 and one years old, and I'm just at home. I'm supposed to be looking after my partner. He has mental health, and he has schizophrenia, all personality disorder, and I'm supposed to be helping him, but now he just turned against me and believing things that he shouldn't be believing, like accusing me that the kids are not his. He got one paternity test for one, and now he's waiting for me to take the second one. And even though the paternity test will come, he's accusing me of cheating with his brother, which I haven't. So I'm just lost and I don't know what to do now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're in that situation, Marie. That sounds really, really difficult. And I feel for you. And I'm grateful that you're here. You know, we can be here as sisters and share the space with you. We are definitely not equipped to offer professional advice in the areas that you're talking about. Where do you live? Are you in the UK?
Yes.
Yes. And do you have any family around you or friends?
Yes, when I'm speaking to my family, they're not acknowledging the truth as well. It's like I'm seeing 2 sides of them.
Okay, so if you can't use them as an avenue for support, do you have anybody in your circle? What do you feel is going to help you? I mean, I don't know your situation, and obviously without revealing it too openly here, because obviously this is getting shared on social media. First of all, professionally, I must suggest and recommend that you go and chat with your GP.
Yes.
You have 2 young children there, and that's already hard work in itself. I can only imagine how much energy it's taking for you right now.
Yeah.
So my first recommendation and suggestion is to take that avenue. Look in your area for support groups. I can't think of the name, but there are support
I
setups.
found that I'm always helping people with their situation. Like, I feel like I'm the one that's giving them advice all the time. And then right now it's like no one is there for me.
Mhm.
I'm always giving them support, relationship support, friendship support, everything.
Yeah, I hear you. You know, without kind of knowing the absolute ins and outs of the situation, I would just say, are you openly, directly asking your people for help, or are you hoping they will see that you need help? Because there's a difference, and the situation that you're in might require that real direct conversation. It's, look, I need help here, XYZ. I need you just to, you know, support me, and I need this to happen. Now, I don't know if that's possible. So I would just think about where you feel you can go to get the right level of support. That there are other avenues outside of the GP, but potentially the first call is to make an appointment, but also tell them your situation and say, what else is available to me? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because, you know, this is what you need. So I'm sorry we can't kind of offer like any
I feel like I'm
intuitive.
truth. I feel like I'm the truth. Like, everywhere I'm speaking to everyone, they're telling me their truth. Like, I can see, like, my third eye is open, I can see, but it's just that I'm stuck in my situation. I can't move forward. I feel stuck.
I understand. So the first place to work is on you. Get your energy right. Make your environment more comfortable for you. Focus on you, and make those connections with the people that can really support you. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you,
Thank
Marie.
you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so I'm just going to put it on gallery. So we've run over as usual. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here today. So I don't know, come back. We've got another 3 days. Yeah, all the best, Marie. We wish you good luck with everything there. So come back tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. We've got more new people. We've got some of the same panel as well. So I hope you've really enjoyed today. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Take care, everyone. Bye, Cam. Bye, everyone. Bye, ladies. Thanks for being on the panel.
Bye, thank
Amazing
you.
questions today. Thank you. Bye-bye.